So here we are, guys, in another video for the room renovation project. In the previous videos you've seen us start this project, get it all squared away, start mudding and everything. Now we got the final coat of mud on, everything all sanded. Now it's all ready for paint. About as good as it's gonna get, considering the the walls and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do now is hit her with a good coat of primer. I'm gonna start with the spots that I mudded and then go from there, like the spot underneath the window here. And then there's some nail holes. This is the corner spot I'm gonna prime. And then the various spots around the room, like from where the cabinets were, as well as this cabinet here. The door I'm not going to prime because of course I'm going to be changing that. And then there's an old mount for the flat screen TV. You can kind of see it from here, hopefully, that the spots were remudded. So I'm going to give that a good prime. And you never know, I might continue and do the whole room, but we'll see how it goes. So guys, here we are. We have our wonderful cheap Color Place primer. We picked this up from Walmart on the Boxing Day sales, as well as our our paint tray, our stir stick, and our paper towel for any cleanups. I'm glad that I bought this primer on Boxing Day. I think it was like $8 or $9 or something, which is like very, very cheap, because it's usually like 3 times that. Because the one that I was counting on downstairs we had with our other paint had all gone chunky, all bad. So I probably could have given it a good stir up with the drill and the mixer and maybe used it. But if I was doing a project on like a shed or something that really didn't matter, then yeah. But when you're doing on a room and then you're putting good paint over top of it, you want to make sure your primer is adequate. So yeah, let's tear into the paint, and hopefully this can is good. Okay guys, so moment of truth. And yeah, this stuff looks fairly decent. We'll give her a stir up. I probably should have had it shook while I was there. It would have made sure that the primer was mixed correctly. But of course, Boxing Day morning, all the staff are either on the till or in the high traffic areas, and yeah, no one's really in hardware on the floor for the mixing of the paint. And yeah, for some odd reason they get rather weird when you step behind the counter and try to mix it yourself, even though you have done it before. So we'll dump this in our little paint can there, and then we'll start rolling and see what happens. Okay guys, so we have our paint in our pan here. We'll just get some paint on the old roller. And then once we've done that, we'll go start applying it to the wall. So yeah, right here is one of the spots where the cupboard came out of. So, it's going to go on kind of thick, kind of heavy. But, we'll go over top and feather it back out. We're not looking per se to like prime the wall. What we're mainly looking on doing is sort of a spot prime, just to make sure where we mudded, is covered. And then once you're satisfied that you have your mud spots covered, then we'll just go back over top and we'll kind of even out the rolls so they don't have the roll marks with it. So once I got this squared away, guys, I'll check back in with y'all. So guys, not sure if you can pick up the color difference between the white and the, original kind of a creamy color. But yeah, you can see the prime spots between on the wall there. We went around and done the doorknob hole and the over the door hook hole, as well as the flat screen mounts where they were and all that. Just gonna start here on these shelving other cupboard holes that we had right here. But yeah, you know, I knew this wasn't a white color on these walls, but it's kind of hard to believe that the color difference between them, you know, between the primer that I'm putting on as well as the, you know, the original color that was on here. And again, of course, you know, it's going to go on kind of thick, and we just run over it and feather it out. That's really all a guy can do. You know, the other method that a guy could have done with these walls was sprayed them. You know, spray the primer on, and the primer would have went on reasonably even, and you could have probably done the whole room in the time it, you know, would have took me just to have done about a quarter of this with the roller. But guys, I'm gonna make my way around the room here. You know, tackling this one. This is where we had that plug-in box that I filled. You know, and once I get one way around the room, then I'll check back in. So guys, I got the room completely spot primed. You know, I have all the corners done, all the mud done. You know, everything that needed to be addressed before the room was painted. Just waiting for it all to dry. I done around the door here where there's no moldings. When I changed this door, whenever it was here now, a few years ago, of course I couldn't find replacement moldings for it that matched the original ones. You know, being this house is 60 years old and everything, I couldn't find the thickness of moldings, so I was always planning to change the moldings. But, you know, whatever, right? Plans change. Maybe I should have kept them, but whatever. But, of course, there was a strip around the door underneath the moldings that never painted, right? So it looks like to me is they put the room together first, and then they painted it. So, you know, whatever was raw drywall underneath the molding just stayed that way. And then over the years of all the painting and everything gone on in here, there's like a 1/16 of an inch, or then there's like this big paint ridge around these, you know, moldings, right? So, but guys, you know, we're just watching the paint dry now. Just trying to decide when she dries if she's going to need another coat, or if we're ready for the, you know, preparation of the paint. So I guess I'll check back in with you when she dries. Well guys, we're back in here now. It looks like our primer is pretty much dry. I'm just debating whether to give her another coat or not. You know, if it doesn't need it, there's no point in giving it, but I've got extra paint in my tray here that I can use up, especially on the bigger spots anyway. Rather than, you know, throwing it away, I might as well use it up on the wall, right? So guys, just finished applying the last coat over the spots on the wall here. This camera really doesn't show the difference between the colors, but you can kind of see them in this shot here. But, you know, once we get things all dried and everything like that, we'll go through the, you know, preparation of the room and everything like that. We remove all the plug-in covers, light switch covers, you know, get everything all ready for paint. And then, not sure how much of it I'm going to show, but in our next video we'll be doing all the painting and everything. So guys, I'm going to end the video here. So as always, thank you for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.